Combat is solid. Not sure what that is. Shopping. Combat. Ow, watch the health. An exit. Promenade of the Condemned. Ooh. Dead. Had to happen sometime. Wait, I'm back at the beginning? No checkpoints. It's that kind of game. Back to the promenade. Blueprint. Combat. Upgrade. Dead. Damn it. Back to the beginning. Spending cells. Promenade. Ramparts. Holy shit, that bow is powerful. Dead. Son of a bitch. Back to the beginning. Dead. Dead, 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 dead. Not for dead. Not for nothing this game is called Dead Cells. Enjoy. Or don't. You understand there's no obligation. I'm not a fan of rogue games. That is to say, games that when you die, you get sent all the way back to the very beginning. Every time. One mistake, one slip, and all your hard work is undone. It's annoying. This game is friggin' brilliant. I think what saves it for me, no, makes this game for me, is the sheer number of weapons, the wide array of enemies, and never-ending level layouts. Weapons are split into 3 skills, or colours: brutality, tactics, and survival, red, purple and green. Scrolls upgrade these skills. Choose one and that skill's weapons receive an extra 15% damage. Scrolls also enhance the effect of mutations, which are passive bonuses. Some weapons have 2 colours. They take whichever skill number of the 2 is the highest. So-called colourless weapons take the highest of all 3 skills, giving you the most flexibility, as well as having more power and extra perks on them. You unlock additional weapons by finding blueprints in the levels. You then use cells to purchase the weapon and it gets added to the game's RNG loot drop table. That means you can potentially find the weapon in the game from that point onwards. Levels are randomised, but entire chunks have been designed by the developers, and the resulting randomised design is superb. Enemies are varied and have a wide array of attacks and patterns for you to adapt to. Dead Cells is very repetitive. By all rights, it should be boring my arse off. It's not. It's a level by level affair, but multiple paths are possible, so if you do get bored of one level, go a different route. a hugely engaging game. Until you die, and then everything comes to an agonizing halt. You lose your gold, your cells, weapons, skill points, mutations. It's bad. Well, mostly. You get to keep any blueprints you escape a level with. Weapons you've already bought stay in the loot drop table. Potion and gold upgrades, unlocked mutations. In short, anything bought with cells is permanent and persists across all attempts. Now, because you can drop dead at any time, you have to be constantly on your toes, constantly aware that your next move could be your last. You can only carry 2 weapons and 2 tools at any time, but you can use any combination you choose to use. And that's something I love about games like this. They let you put your own personal stamp on proceedings. They let you play your way. Now, having said that, there are weapon combinations you probably shouldn't use. 2 bows, 2 melee weapons, 2 ice powers. There's no point to having 2 of something. Even if they're not identical, you're just asking for trouble. A bow and shield combination isn't much better, since the bows use ammunition and you could easily run out of arrows in a pinch. What you should do is focus on just one skill, with possibly another as backup. And this is where we see the brilliance of the game. You want a brutality setup? Go nuts! How about an underhanded tactics setup? Feel free! Or maybe a resilient survival build, because you're sick of dying. So yeah, use whatever combination of weapons and tools you want. Doesn't mean you should, but you can. There's an insane number of weapons and tools in this game, allowing any approach you can imagine, well, within reason. But splitting your focus between skill areas is not a good idea. It causes you to become a jack of all trades, master of none, and it'll leave you seriously underpowered later in the game. Overall, it takes me about an hour and a half to reach the final boss in the throne room, and that's with me stopping to kill everything and search everywhere. Because I'm a completionist and I can't help it, goddammit! I also feel the need to mention that while I reached the final boss once in a 2-week period, I didn't actually beat him. That means that I have another hour and a half's worth of gameplay ahead of me to have another crack at him. And that's assuming I don't drop dead on the way. Make no mistake, this is a hard game. You'll die repeatedly, but each time you complete a level, your cells will grant you more of an edge for your next run. You'll become familiar with enemies and how to beat them. You'll know what weapons work for you and which don't, which combinations work and which backfire when the going gets tough. Your investment will eventually pay you back, And when you have a breakthrough, it feels epic. Even if you do drop dead 30 seconds later. I don't like rogue games, generally speaking. I don't particularly like Rogue Legacy, for example, the way it sends you all the way back to the beginning, but in particular the way you only have a sword and maybe one other thing to use in battle. It gets repetitive very quickly and you're constantly going through the same castle even though the layout is random. And you do get to keep some progress, which helps. And I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with Don't Starve. I like it, but I don't like the way when you die it sends you all the way back to the beginning. But it does lend itself well to the survival aspect. So it's kind of a weird game for me, is Don't Starve. I love it, but I hate it. I like this game. I really like it because it gives you so many options. If you get bored of one level, if you get bored of playing Promenade of the Condemned, veer off and do the Toxic Sewers instead. It's not a problem. If you get bored of a particular weapon, there's tons of them. Just remember to collect the blueprints and survive to the end of the level. There's so much content here, and the game is only an hour and a half long. But there's so much content, you'll be drowning in it. It's ridiculous. Dead Cells gets a 9 out of 10. And I don't even like rogue games all that much. This is a roguelike game, and I loved it. Mainly because of all the options. And it's, for me, that is why, for me, this game is so well designed. It got me liking a game genre that I don't like, which is really weird. Now all I have to do is find a MOBA that I like. Anyway, that's a story for another day. So that's Dead Cells. 9 out of 10. Superb game. And this is coming from someone who doesn't even like rogue games. I thought it was brilliant and I want to keep playing it. That's the damnedest thing. Okay, that's it. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe and share, all that jazz. See you next time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a Spider-Man does. Kind of screwed that up. Screwed that up right at the end. Does whatever a Spider-Man does. I did it wrong again. I'm just going to leave it.